Allie Wilkinson is the web editor for PDX Parent Magazine. And now we're talking about, it's been a great day at school, but now it's maybe 2:30. Perhaps mom and dad are busy until 5. What are you going to do with the kids? And first off, I'm wondering, are there a lot of programs that are sponsored, Allie, by the actual schools themselves?
Yes, I mean, it depends on the school, but at Portland Public, for instance, they have providers that usually come into the school, or maybe they bus kids out, like YMCA or Boys and Girls Club. And a lot of public schools also have enrichment activities. Those are really school dependent. They're run by parents generally, but they can cover a lot of different things like robotics, gardening, sewing, some really, really cool stuff.
So I would assume the easiest would be, you know, if your child's school offered these activities, but do most of them, you said they bus them over, can they go to other locations fairly easily? Yeah,
and that, again, it depends on the school, it depends on the program. Like for instance, Trackers, which is a great sort of wilderness survival program here in Portland, they do a pickup at schools around Portland, and including charter schools, not just the regular Portland public schools.
Well, a lot of this sounds like it's just fun.
It is. Yeah.
So what's the best way? I imagine PDX Parent Magazine has some information in your publication or online?
We do. We have a very large database with different after-school providers. And some of them, I mean, the ones at the schools are great because they're often really fun, educational, and they're convenient. But for some things, like for instance, your daughter, you said ice skates, you can't usually do that at your school. So we also have resources for places to go outside of the school.
What sort of time commitment should parents be considering before they make a decision?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing because you don't want to overstress your kids. So something like piano, where it seems, oh, you know, it's a 30-minute lesson once a week, but then you forget you actually have to practice the piano.
Right.
And when your kid practices piano, you practice piano.
That's very true, yes.
Unfortunately.
Or tuba, for example.
Experience over here.
And then maybe there are recitals, and they're hidden time commitments too.
Well, what do the experts say? Do they say your child needs a couple days just to come home after school, if that's possible, and just relax, or play, and maybe try to get an activity 2 times a week? Or what's the advice?
I think it depends on the kid and it depends on the family, but there is data that shows that kids who are involved in after-school activities have lower rates of obesity, and they tend to graduate more frequently than kids that don't. But there is also the danger of overscheduling and stressing your kids out. So if you do work full-time, or if you need them in care until 5:30, then it can be good to sort of balance the really strenuous activities with a little more relaxed.
I think the other big concern for a lot of parents is the cost of these activities. Did you find that there are a lot of reasonable options in the Portland area?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get in with your community center, the ones that are offered after school generally are pretty inexpensive, the ones that are at the school. And then of course they can get extremely expensive, especially if you go to private places. And there are hidden costs too. Like for instance, Taekwondo, it might not be that expensive, but then you have to think about, well, they have to take their tests and they have to get their new belts, and then you have to sign up for the tournament. So there are a lot of hidden costs in a lot of these.
Well, I know when I was a child, at least once a week, my brother and I went to this place called my parents' garage. And we cleaned it once a week after school. It was a marvelous activity.
That's why you're so productive to this day.
There you go.
Well, Allie Wilkinson, the web editor with PDX Parent Magazine, I know you have a whole write-up and lots of great suggestions, so parents can check that out for more.
Definitely.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for being here.